When these burn injuries occur, it usually has something to do with potty training in child. The caretakers or parents get frustrated with that, and they want to teach them that it's not right to do that, and then they put them in water just to clean them off. But a lot of times that water is scalding hot.
A 2-year-old experiencing unbearable pain tonight after being scalded by hot water, burning hot water. This little boy, this precious child, has burns to his legs, his groin, his buttocks, his back, and the person responsible, according to police, his daycare provider. She is a mother of 3. She is running an unlicensed daycare out of her home. Dr. Jen Berman, psychotherapist. We have been listening to this 911 call. What do you make of this babysitter?
Well, Jane, as a therapist and a mother, I'm ready to rush to judgment. When, look, any child care provider who has any basic cursory knowledge of child development knows that a 2-year-old boy is not going to be fully potty trained, and he's going to have accidents. And when I heard the description of her own child saying that she was carrying him in, holding him by his ankles and his wrists, while screaming at him while he was crying, and that's what her own daughter reported, it just made me leap to judgment that this is a clear situation of child abuse, whether she meant to turn on the hot water to train him in some way, even just that she left him in a sink with water running. A 2-year-old child, that is negligent.
The 911 operator told Irene Martin to put Corbin, the little boy, in a sink of cold water until the ambulance got there. Now, we all know a toddler can drown in just a very small amount of water. So why was Irene Martin willing to leave Corbin alone to answer the door? Check this out.
I think she did because she...
I gotta go open the door real quick so the ambulance can get to you real quick, okay, honey? Okay, don't, please, Corbin, honey. You're in the sink, so you gotta stay here. Don't try to get out. Corbin, honey, look at me, honey. Don't try to get out, okay? I'll be right back.
All right, well, Wendy Murphy, you could assume that maybe she had to open the door for the paramedics to get in, so that in that case, it made sense, or that was something she was forced to do. And I'll also say one other thing. I was thinking about it myself. I have many times turned on my tub thinking that it was a certain heat and then found out, oh, the tub's a lot hotter than I thought it was. I can't get into it, and I got to put some more cold water in it. Now, of course, I don't have a baby in that tub. That's the big difference. But I have miscalculated that many, many, many times. Your thoughts, Wendy?
Well, a couple things. Number one of the reasons you should send your child to a licensed daycare center instead of an unlicensed one is before you get your license, the people from the state will come and make sure that you have these kind of gauges where you can't put water in the tub that reaches scalding. I have it in my house because it's a code regulation in my town. You can't put it up too high. And by the way, you know, she would have had to have been qualified in some manner, and maybe they might have checked out whether she thinks it's okay to leave a kid in a tub, hot or cold. You know, she seems a little, I don't want to say mentally unbalanced, but she's so matter-of-fact on the phone about announcing to the public, basically, on a 911 call that she's leaving a kid in a tub, as if she's unaware that that might be a bad thing. That bothers me, that she's got all those kids in her house and she doesn't even understand basic safety. She would have had to pass all kinds of tests to be licensed. So, well, you know, parents, beware.
Wendy, you bring me to my big issue and my big take tonight. It is time to apply technology to protect children who are too young to speak up for themselves. We know that in a lot of high-end daycare centers, they have internet cameras in the ceiling looking down so parents can go online from their work and observe their children. This needs to be a law across the United States, that there are cameras in every daycare center, however small, because it would solve two things. Parents can monitor their kids, and also, when cameras are on, it discourages abuse. And as you mentioned, Wendy, parents also need to be vigilant and not go for something that's affordable. Obviously, Jen Berman, going to an unlicensed daycare where it's just a few kids, it's cheaper.
Well, this serves as a cautionary tale, and a lot of the time parents try to save money by going to unlicensed daycare, and there are some that are okay, but parents have to do their homework. You need to do background checks. You need to do Google searches. You need to talk to other parents. You need to stop by unannounced on a regular basis, and if they don't let you do that, that is a sign that something is wrong, and you have to trust your gut. All too often in cases like this, in retrospect, parents look back and say, yeah, you know what? I showed up at the door and the door was locked. I noticed there weren't a lot of toys out. Something felt wrong. I had a gut feeling something was wrong, but they didn't listen to it because as parents, we're so desperate to make sure that our kids are well taken care of. And we don't want to anger people who are taking care of our kids, so parents are scared.
Last question, Steve Cardian. She's got 3 kids. Do you think authorities are looking at whether they might be taken from her? Yes or no?
Oh, absolutely. She needs to be evaluated thoroughly because it doesn't appear that she's fit to take care of 3 kids, let alone 8.
Gotta leave it right there.